Hi to everyone. So let's talk today about very interesting questions. Let's talk about character, personality. It's number one when you do any scene. You know, if you're doing any scene and scene which is very important to feel it, right? To feel the character, personality, his reaction, his let's say his something very specific action or acting. You know, you have to do this. Personality number one. And in any scene, it's a small movie. It's a really short, small movie which you have to show, you know, appeal way how he's doing this way. In very surprise way too. You have to surprise audience, surprise yourself first, right? First, you have to surprise yourself. After that, if you surprise yourself, you'll surprise audience. Let's talk about something like a main point to show the character and the main point of the scene, which is always happen. Whatever you do, which scene you do, doesn't matter. You have to remember, you have to main point, climax of the scene. So it's very famous Chaplin, right? If you see here, they try to rehearsal some his, you know, show. He wants to present himself, you see, and he wants to walk like that, but he's always forgot what is really text of this, you know, song or something like this, right? And if you see here, he started, he stopped it. Chaplin's way is really interesting. He always push your feelings, or push your, how it's called, expression to asking, hey, what's going on next? What's going on next? And he's kind of pulling out a bit, little by little, just very small thing, and you're still waiting. What's going on? What's going on? In the climax of this scene, you see, he said, I forgot. That's a climax. That's kind of like a resolution of what's happened before. They wrote on his cuff all the text, right? And interesting thing, everything was happened before predict what's happened after. Like, okay, you're thinking that's it, it's fine, he solved his problem. No, he's not. He's not solved his problem. Yeah, you see this, it works, you know, he checked it, it's fine. It's fine. By the way, really nice timing. And if you see here, you just, okay, he's ready, and go. By the way, the good timing is too when it's anticipated what's happened something. Timing is not like, okay, show this acting, this acting, or this action, this move. No, that's not good timing. Timing, it's a long thing, like a big, like you read the books, right? If you read the book, you understand each phrases. It's not like, oh, he jump over, and she, you don't understand what's going on, right? You have to be very, I would say, clear, very clear. And what's happened here? It's interesting. The main point, he lost his cuff in the very beginning. You see? I'll show you. Up. By the way, both, right? He lost both cuffs in the very beginning of his dancing and his song, his shows. Look at it. Up, 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 bam. That's it. And now we expected what he will do next. But he's still sure everything is fine, you know, everything is, he's ready. He's always, he's protected, he always has these cuffs, he can even read, he doesn't need to remember anything, right? And what's going on? Bam! And his reaction. But in the same time, which is really important for this kind of character, he's supposed to be continue what he actually already did, dancing. He can't stop like, oh my god, that's it, I'm quit, you know, and go away. No, he doesn't want to show. He's a tough guy, very tough guy. See, that's very important to show his character. See that? He's looking, he's searching, looking, but he doesn't see anything. And if you remember that movie, he you see, she said, never mind the word. He started to sing gibberish, you know, not actually gibberish, abracadabra, some kind of like, he is kind of improvise right away. But you don't need to even to hear what's going on. He shows everything. You see, he shows everything. He shows the madam, how she walks. He shows after that the big fat guy with big belly. You see, it's really, really nice. It's actually, how it's called. He still doesn't afraid what's going on, you know, he wants to show everything.
What's the name of this movie?
Modern Times. Is it Modern Times? Yes, it is. It's Modern Times. Very famous. Probably one of the famous movies of the Chaplin, I think. But it's interesting thing, he actually wrote the music too. Everything he created by himself, you know, music, script, of course he playing like a main character here, and I remember he checked that, how it's called, edit, you know, it's very important. So many things he did just by himself, only him, that's it, no more, no less, no more. Yep. So let's back to our scene. I'll show you something here. If you remember that scene, yeah, I play in the same way. I tried to play the same way. What is to find something unusual and show the character personality. It's so like catchy, you know, for show the character personality. It's so catchy for audience. And I thinking, if you remember, I start to do this scene. I just show you how to rough it in the simple shapes, like a skeletons and so on and so on. And finally, I decided to show you just a kind of like a small scene, small movie about some situation, really what's going on with the situation, what's going on with him, and his reaction. And it's important thing too, I really try to loop it, right? It's a cycle, it's like endless. It's started from the first frame and is back to the first frame, and you can play almost forever. Yeah, I will show you a thing, and if you look at this, you're ready, I think. Now I think you see bottle. It's not in betweens here and in the end, of course, because I didn't have time to make in betweens. And how it works here. First, if you remember, he just catch the bottle, he saved the bottle, right? And I decided, okay, thinking twice about it, what the best way to show his personality and what's going on actually with the bottle. You know, if he saves his bottle, I need to play backward, right? I need to play something unusual. He saved the bottle, but what I decided, his smell was inside the bottle, you see? And after that, look at this. He's like, oh my God, it's something not really nice, and it's ugly smell. Smells ugly. So I decided to go reverse way, you know, or contrast way. First, his saved bottle. Second, the bottle itself, really inside the bottle actually, some liquid. It smells really bad. And what he'll do, still try to work so it's like in contrast. He's not throwing away the bottle, right, or just get rid of the bottle. No, I decided he has to throw it away, but back to the place where the bottle is, you know, falling off. You see?
Is that character moving looks like Chaplin?
Oh yeah. I tried to play him. It's called positive way. He's a positive guy. Nothing happened. If you see in the very end, you know, he just back. He's happy. He's throwing this bottle back to the person or to someone, and he's happy. Yeah, it's a positive way. Like I said before, he's not throwing away this bottle or, you know, drop this bottle or, I don't know, try to get rid of this bottle. He's back. He's actually throwing back this bottle. That's very important.
Is it younger character?
Yes, good question. Yes, you have to define, number one, approximately age, right? I think for this guy, it looks like he's teenager, you know, he's teenager. I think maybe 14, 16 years old. He's actually very stylish, you see, contemporary stylish, you know, big heavy sneakers, you see, it's kind of like, I don't know, the hairstyle, and something like that. Plus, he's very healthy, I think, because he can jump easily like this, you see, or can throw away this bottle and can jump easily like this. It's only a healthy person can do, like he's in a good physical condition. Plus, if you see, he actually, if we'll go, you know, further inside of his character, he is gentle guy, you know, because like I said, he returned this bottle, even if some liquid is bad inside of this bottle, he still returned it. He saved the bottle in the beginning. Yeah, that's a part of his character, part of what he's doing. But question is how he's doing. Even if you see this very important thing, if you see this one, when he catch it, you see, when he catch it, he tried to be precise in the kitchen, you know, very gentle. I don't have in-betweens, but it has to be very slow here, because, you know, you see here, it's from 63 up to 69. Yeah, very carefully. And here he has to be like, okay, oh, I'm fine, I know I catch it, it's nice. After that, he tried to feel what's inside of this. And after that, see, it's very ugly smell, really, really ugly, terrible smell. Even, you know, probably some kind of like, I don't know, some kind of vinegar or something like this, because his eyes, one eye is closed, another is open. And the main point, again, it's not a main point he catch the bottle, it's just the beginning of the story. But main point, this one, when he decided to throw it back. And he's back to his life. You see, it's, of course, it's getting the shortest scene is it's just a bit short because he's supposed to be now throw away, like maybe, you know, or maybe like this, and after that, you know, look around, nobody see him, nobody, bye, and turning, maybe this one, but scene will be longer. And main idea, he tried to be happy in any cases, in any, I would say, situations. See, again, it's about he's cautious. He's really cautious.
How you understand how behavior the character?
I decided what kind of character it is, and I decided to try to find some really interesting gesture or interesting reaction, not just, you know, boring, and not let's say it's like everybody can do this. No, it's a boring. Try to find something let's call controversy. You know, something which is not done before, or not you're not expected to see what's going on. That's most important. It's Chaplin's way. Chaplin always finds something which is not predictable. You know, that's what I did show you. The scene is not predictable, right? And you see Chaplin's situation here. He decided inside of himself, it doesn't matter, he still wants to continue. By the way, it's the same way when you do your animation. Sometimes you have frustration because it's some parts doesn't work, or some parts is hard, but you have to remember, you have to push it. You have to push it right way. Try this, try that. By the way, Milt Kahl, very famous guy, yeah, the king of the pencil. He said he got lots of work. Lots of work with his brain first. He decided what the character will do. After that, he tried to find good keys, good extremes, to show this kind of movement, which is really he wants to see. He wants to show you. Yeah. By the way, same here. I tried to find something really extremely animatable. Not, like I said, not just follow as live action, or, you know, using some live action, right? Don't do this, because when you do any animation, you have to create it, your scene inside of yourself. I would say from the head, right? It has to be dropped to your heart, and from the heart go to your to this very, very, very tip of the pencil. That's kind of like this connection from here to this. This way will work well, yeah. But it's always first you have to find what for you're doing this scene. What for? You know, not just, you know, movement, not just move and that's it. No, you have to thinking about. You have to thinking about. Also, I'm talking about timing. Timing is probably number one to show this main point, or the main point of the scene, to show how how really character feels in some certain situation. That's so important. And if you see here, like this, that's like a question, right? When he is grab this bottle, catch the bottle, in that point, actually, it's kind of split roads or split path. Which way will go? Okay, he catch that, he is here. What he will do next? Or what will happen next, right? He will just drink or smile, oh, drink, or, right? You have to play. Of course, like I said, any animators, they have a certain way to do something, but to me it has to be very simple, most simplest way, in three, four points for the scene. 3-4 points, you see, which is like he catch the bottle, right? That's number one. Number two, he smell, disgust, and he's back. It's actually 3 or 4 points, like I said, all the time. That's important thing. That's the main thing to remember. Don't do so much. Don't do something, I would say, not necessary for that character. Don't do that, right? Just try to do something really important. You know, that's why. Plus timing, like I said. Timing like a phrases, right? Like I said. You see the phrases here? First phrase, he looked at, number one, right? He said, he looked back, right? He turned and looked back. After that, his reaction, he jumped, right? This is second phrase. Third phrase, he catch it, right? He catch it. Fourth phrase, he stand up, right? And here, he is, if you see here, it's so important about timing, 86 to 99. The reason? He's supposed to thinking what he will do next, okay? Or maybe it could be like this, bottle here, or like this, you know, doesn't matter. It's your choice. You're an actor. Animator has to be number one, an actor. Animation not about drawings, no. Animation about feelings. Animation about acting. You know, acting. And you decided what's going on here, right? Again, you see here, very short, I said it's a comma, very short position when he's like right away. It's 6 frames. And you try to push him, you know, in opposite direction. Push his head this way, right? His head this way, but the bottle this way. Try to split from bad smell, really, from really bad smell. That's an important thing too. It's you can see he's supposed to be still keep this distance between his nose, maximum distance between his nose and this bottle. That's important thing too. So many things together, right? So many things together which you have to thinking, you have to remember, you have to keep it this way. Even you see when he is look at the bottle, his closest eye to the bottle is closed, right? and this one half open because the smell is so bad. And like I said, maybe it's not even, you know, something, I don't know, some liquid, just a regular liquid. It's probably like a vinegar. That's what it could be, you know, hurt your eyes. That's what it is. Now, about what's going on with the chaplain. Chaplain always find some small details, which is the best way to play with the character. What kind of details? Look at this. Here. He just can asking what I will do, right? But no, he's asking what I will do and show, you know, I lost my this parts, right? Actually both of them, right? And she said, don't mind, just, you know, just sing. And what he's doing here, you see, that's details. He shows the beautiful faces and his gestures around his faces. Very soft, by the way, in timing. If he will do this fast, you will not understand. Very soft, you see. And any gesture starts to flow like a watery, you see, very watery. See that? It's an important thing. How fast, how like this flow, and how these gestures shows what kind of character he's explaining, or he's talking about, he's mentioned about. And like that, he's finished with describe what kind of woman it was. You see, he's walking around. It means it shows, this just shows he actually make us like a pose. Like we finish with her, right? We finish with her, but we will continue, like you're flipping in the book, you know, flipping the page. You see that? See that? And he starts to explain the big guy with big, oh yeah, he has actually, looks like he has a big ring, right? Big ring. And very fat, which means he's wealthy. By the way, it's again, Chaplin never do any gestures, any something, I don't know how it's called, gag, right? Only once. What he's doing here too, when he shows the big belly, you see, he started not just on a belly level, but he's going higher than his head, you see. But that's not enough. After that, he is going up again, you see? And you feel that's belly, you really feel it. You see that? Chester in his back. That's important thing. Again, why? Because if he shows only once this, audience will not, probably some audience will not be ready, he will not understand what he means, you know. That's important thing, you see. And again, he's walking, and it's kind of, again, it's like a phrases. He's not just talking, he's talking with the body. Same here, you know. When this guy stays like this, it looks like he's happy, but not much, you know, because only one hand it's bent like this, you know. Basically, if he will be like this, right, he will be much more happier, right? See that? That's important thing to remember, that everything is up, and this is help to exaggerating, you know, his happiness. Because in my case, in the scene, if you see here, he's not quite, oh, I see, he's not really so much happy. See, he's between that. He's thinking, because he's thinking in this level, if he's kind of like this, his color like that, right? You see, it's everything is up. But if he will be like this, right? He's pushing himself toward everything, toward the space, you know, pushing at him, space. I always said like this, you know, you remember that, you have to remember. But this one, he pushing the space, he's pushing. Maybe you see some small guys, you know, small guys, they're very short, and they're talking like this. To try to be big, you know, to try to how's it called, push that space out. About Chaplin, let's see. He tried to be happy, but only with one hand, you see? Mostly like this. Yeah, but he shows, of course, he shows his, you know, he explains some characters, but mostly, you know, his chest is really bent or extended, right? Not bent, extended. But he has that kind of arms, right? Which is pushing him. Kind of feels the space push him from the sides. You see? See, he's kind of close to the center. Where is center? Concentrate all his concentrate all his gestures to the center. That's important thing. Okay. Just a moment. I will. I will erase this because destroy animation. So, see here, when you started to turn his head, right? You need to see what he is thinking and how he is thinking. That's what you see. His eyes really reacted. See that? But that's not enough. It means like it's kind of like explain to you again. It's a ripping underwater. If something fall in the water, right? It starts small, bigger, 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 right? Or maybe, I don't know, drop some stone or something like this, right? And rip in the water. What? Because it's not started from this big size, big action. It starts something from very small part. In human, hold on. Human, most of the time, like a normal, right? What's happened? That's the first rip. You see, that's the first. When it's drop something, that's the first. And after that only, you start to do bigger and bigger gestures. Involve big, let's say, parts of the body in all gesture. Now delete again. That's what is important. See that? And this is splash, by the way. If it to find something similar, it's a splash. It's all the time is going small, bigger, 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 right? Same way, okay? Small reaction, bigger, and this is bigger. Bam, bam, bam. If we'll talk about, again, diagram, right? It started like this. Small, bigger, bigger. It's actually a really good idea to always remember this principle. Why? Because if something will happen like this, that will be boring. You know, in timing, in your gestures, to go to main point, right? You have to go like a hiking into a mountain, right? Higher, higher, higher. That's what is important. And suddenly you go down. It's always principle up and down, in action, of course, and in timing too, up and down all the time. And if you talk about, I would say today we talk about main point, right? Hold on. Talk about main point. Yeah, main point principle like this, right? He started here. Right? See this? He turning. See, that's the lowest part, right? You remember his reaction. And here, where he is actually grab this bottle, catch the bottle. That's a one main point, right? That's a one main point. See that? Pom, right? See, always up and down, up and down. Always good to check your animation with that points, always, because if you break something or it's like it's going even, that will be boring. That will be boring. Texture of this scene. Yeah. That's a battle, right? And what's happened after, right? He's with battle. Right? Again, up. It's a small now. It's a big one. It's a small. Sniffing. You see this again. That's a wave up again. Wave up again. By the way, if you see here and you see this one, this is squash because all figure, it's all together, you know. That's a squash position. I always, you know, analyze that analogy with breathing, right? Inhale and exhale. This is inhale, and exhale is kind of everything, you know, spread, right? That's again, it's up. And after that, I'll show one more here. And after that, interesting thing has happened. After that, it's going down, right? Down, because he's kind of anticipate to throw in. Bottle, throw this bottle. See, it's actually right, up and down. The wave is going down. Throwing bottle, right? See that? And not even like this, I'm sorry. He's still, you know, turning his head off the bottle, right? It's kind of like this, right? And again, up, and he returns to his first position. And again, kind of like this. See how it is important. How it's important to you know, say like a plan all these waves up and down positions, right? You have to work with that because that shows you music of the scene, you know. It's like I said, it shows you main points of the scene, main points. All the time it's up, it's usually it's actually it is main points, see. But sometimes even, you know, this position is not really highest one, but if you stretch maximum, right, everything, that's a, again, it's kind of like an analogy with music. Music, you have strong sound like bam, right, or very subtle. And the same thing with your scene, you have to plan that way. But again, don't forget about your character, personality. You know, that's tricky one, because so many things, like I said, so many things you have to keep to remember this, keep to remember that. That's a lots of stuff, I know, but you have to remember that. So please, now we see here, when you in between and doing something, I'll say like a special effects, right? Like his hair. You see, drag his hair, and his shirt, right? His shirt, right? And even his sleeves, right?
What do you recommend about
I'm not finished yet.
About maybe books, maybe movies?
Yeah, good question. I actually, if really you wanna learn a lot about good acting and good spacing and good, I would say, timing, I recommend Charlie Chaplin's stuff. Actually, I recommend, because Chaplin has lots of movies, but his silence period, when it's like no sound yet, you know. And why? Because it's pretty close to animation way. Why? Because Chaplin talking with body language, not just, you know, open his mouth. Open and close mouth is nothing. And I remember one of the famous Russian animator, his name is Joshkin, one of the best, by the way. And the guy who actually never did, you know, lip sync, never ever. But if you watch his animation, you will see it's absolutely perfectly works with this dialogue or monologue. Why? Because his body, I mean not his, of course, his character's body, right, works perfectly. And you don't even look at the mouth shape, what's going on with my, no, you don't need that. You need to see what's going on with the body. Yeah, but I want to finish with what I want to show you. Here, it's lots of overlap. That's a secondary action, but main action here is grab, right? If you do so much or too much overlap or secondary action move, it could kill your scene. It needs to be some kind of, you know, imbalance. It has to be in balance, not much. It works all together to show what really feels. See? Same here, to show the main point where he's sniffing, where he's right here. Yeah. You need to do almost nothing. You see, very subtle movement for his head, very subtle. And mostly in with his eyes, because you can see his eyes now. Yeah, if I can show you even bigger, right? See his eyes. It's important. His eyes, his nose, it's very subtle movement for his hands. And after that, again, subtle, it's always like a contrast, subtle, almost nothing, and after that it's blowing, which is always good. It's again, it's like a music. It's in the music way. Not quite understand. Can I? Hold on. Now I have a question. If you have a theme about animation for stream, type in comments. Not quite understand what they're talking about. Yeah, actually, about animation, it's a lots of, like say, million small thing to, how's called, like to put this all together maze, right? It's a puzzle, and which is really good, because you always reopen something which people thinking, oh, that's good enough. No, it's not good enough. Always try to find something different, something really which wasn't yet done. And very important to talk about even a big movement, kind of like this. That's a principle. Even on a big movement, you have to touch the. I can flip for you. Touch the shape of the eyes shape, basically like this, right? Shape like this. When it's touch it, you will see what the character feels, what's really happened with his feelings. But if it moves more than that, you will see just dynamic. Same here, you still can see his feelings. Even this is really dynamic movement, right? I would say like that. One character, show you, was a main point for run, right? The character running. Okay, character running. Like this, right? Something scary, right? What is important thing to remember, to show his expression, right? Show you just 2 frames. I'll show you 2 frames. You have to, like I said, connect his eyes, but his body moves a lot, you see? Body moves a lot. This probably like this now, like this, right? And this one is opposite way too. That's kind of like this. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a main point. Main point in this scene. Keep the head almost in the same place. Almost. I call this a spot. You see the spot? Almost in the same place, which is really good. Same thing happened in real movies. If you see Chaplin, you see how his body is moved so much. You see his shoulders, but actually his head is kind of flow, right? Or flying very, very softly, see? But everything here moves so much. You will see his expression. That's the reason why character, when you animate the character, why you animate character in thinking about his face has to be almost in the same place, not up and down too much. If you want to show his expression, his feelings. And you see that a spot of this head shape, right? It's almost in the same place. Moves very little. That's a principle Chaplin knows. He actually, when he actually shoot his movies, I don't know, do you know or not, but he shoot his movies not in 24 frames, right, but 16 frames or even 12 frames, half of that 24. But in a theater, right, they're playing with speed 24 frames per second. Yeah, this is second, right? This is second. This is for shooting, and this is for playing. Everything will be faster, but he remembered that. That's why all his stuff, important stuff, his actually, I would say, acting stuff, it's pretty tight for his face, pretty tight, not much move. But interesting thing, very first movies, I forgot the name of the company. He did 12 movies, right? And he got lots of money for that. And if you see those movies, that's really, I would say, that's a something mess, because it moves so much. It just runs this way, you know, falling, you know, jumping. You don't see any, I would say, any emotion. But finally, when he actually done with that, with these 12 movies for that company, and he started his own company, he started to shoot his own movies, create his own movies. He understand what's going on, and he tried to push everything together, you know, squeezed action or acting. Doing this is much more subtle than broad. You see here, it looks like you see that head, it's almost in the same place, you see. This moves a lot, right? But this one, almost in the same place. That's important thing. Again, if you want to show some important points of your animation, you have to remember that, like I said, here even, you know, even this is fast. See, this is the spot almost in the same places. Same here, same here, same here, same here, and even here. That's what it is. That's basically it. Yeah. If you have a question, yes. Topic that I would like me to cover on the stream, please write in the comments. Yeah. Yeah, if you have your comments, that will be nice. Yeah, please write it. If you already have any questions, Yeah, I'm ready. And again, animation, to me, animation is part of life for really good animators, because you have to study all the time. You have to observe all around you, watch movies, everything. You know, go to the street or walk on the street. You see how people walk, how they stop, how it's like talking to each other. The same way, you always collected things, collected gestures, collected movement, collecting some acting for your library. Your library must be inside of you. That's very important. So again, if you have any questions, please, write it down, and I will try to answer all your questions. If not, we probably will finish for today. Yeah. Okay. So good luck, and again, try to enjoy your stuff, what you do. Like this guy who's enjoying his stuff. Yeah, by the way, this scene was done only once. This scene was done only once, which I always call first rough take, pass. I'm sorry, first rough pass, because after first rough pass, you when you feel what's going on, you try to tie down some stuff, maybe fixes some imperfections, but always try to improve your scene. Usually it takes 3-4 passes. Okay, that's it. Have a good one. Bye.